Hello everyone, welcome back to another Uma Musume video. It's been a while since I've uploaded, and that's because I've been on a little short vacation for myself to play some card games with some friends of mine, on top of getting really acquainted with some games that I simply haven't finished and I need to finish. But let's not go into that, because today is the day Aston Machan is released to Uma Musume Global. And on top of her, there's going to be two rerunning SSR support cards that are very good, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. First, Aston Machan. Aston Machan has a stat bonus in speed and guts, 20% in speed and 10% in guts. Her aptitude is towards turf, and the distances she can run is sprint and a mile, with mile being at B and sprint being at A. Her strategy is front and pace, both being A, and she has G's and the other strategies. Her epitaph is Immortal Machan. Win the Sprinter Stakes and win at least twice against both Daiwa Scarlet and Vodka, and earn at least 320,000 fans and complete the career having cleared all objectives. Her unique skill is Silent Letter. Increased ability to break out of the pact with a strong desire to linger in fans' hearts when pressured toward the front with 400 meters or less remaining. Her innate skills are Wet Conditions, Light as a Feather, and Early Lead. When it comes to awakening skills at level 2, you'll get Sprint Corners. At level 2 you get Sprint Corners. Level 3 you get Taking the Lead. At level 4 you get Groundwork, and at level 5 you get In High Spirits. Aston Machan has a couple of evolved skills. She has exactly 2 for both Taking the Lead and In High Spirits. First, let's go over Taking the Lead. In a specific training event, and you get the good outcome after selecting the number 1 choice, or get at least 2 skills for front aptitudes and have at least 800 speed, Taking the Lead will turn into Raise the Pitch. For front runners, increase acceleration for a medium duration in the start dash. And finally, in High Spirit, the conditions you need to meet for it evolving is win any G1 race 5 times or get at least 4 skills for sprint aptitude. In High Spirits turns into Leave a Footprint in Your Memory. Increase velocity and slightly increase acceleration when positioned toward the front upon approaching late race, which is for sprint aptitude races only. From events, you'll be able to get Light as a Feather, Front Runner Savvy, Shifting Gears, and Productive Plan. Aston Machan's objectives is as follows. After the junior and make debut, the first race you'll enter is going to be the Fantasy Stakes. During the junior class, into the Hanshin Juvenile Fillies, finally ending the junior class there. You entered the classic class with the Fillies Revo. I kind of forgot how to say it, but after the Fillies Revo, you'll enter the Oka Show into the Sprinter Stakes in late September, and finally that is the end of where the classic class stops, and starts the senior class, which the first race you'll do there is the Taka Matsunomi Akinen, and you'll end it off at the Sprinter Stakes once again in late September. Training events, she has 2 secret events for Aston Machan. If you win against Vodka in at least four times, you'll get 20 speed, 20 guts, 20 skill points, and the Shifting Gears hint +2. And finally, if you win against Daiwa Scarlet in races at least 3 times, you get 20 power, 20 wit, 30 skill points, and a Productive Plan hint +2. But realistically, I feel like the only races you'll be catching Vodka and Daiwa would normally be the mile ones, but sometimes maybe RNG will sometimes spawn them in for the sprint races. I don't know if they do that for entering the sprint races that technically aren't in your career, but I am sure that Daiwa and Vodka will both have appearances in the story for Aston Machan. just because of, you know, they took basically in the era. Okay, but that is all for Aston Machan. How do I feel about her? Well, Aston Machan is a sprinter, miler, front runner slash pacer. And I think she's pretty nice. Definitely there's going to be a lot of Aston Machan fans that are going to be going after her no matter what. But for what she brings to the table, she has a decent enough unique skill. She has some pretty decent awakening skills, getting the ability to have taking the lead and groundwork within the same category. Thankfully, early lead will be some of the innate skills she's going to be starting with, so even if you go all the way to groundwork, you don't need to take the gold skill. You can just stay with the previous level for early lead. In high spirits, so here's the thing, I actually don't have too much I guess experience with sprint front runners. I guess you could count Sakura Bakshin, but for the most part I stopped running her as a front runner a little bit ago, and now I kind of just run her as a pace chaser. But since you can also run Aston Machan as a pace chaser, I suppose it doesn't matter because they're always going to be near the front in a sprint race. But anyone can let me know in the comments below if they know more than me, and I'll be happy to hear you out. But anyway, if you're going for Aston Machan, I wish you the best of luck, and if you're not going for Aston Machan, good luck on saving. Let's go into the rerunning support cards coming with Aston Machan. The first one being Marzenski Speed. Marzenski Speed at maximum break is here's what she'll be doing for you. Your unique effect is gain training effectiveness 5 per every level of current training facility. She has a friendship bonus of 25%, initial friendship gauge of 30, speed bonus of 1, race bonus of 5, fan bonus of 10, hit level 2, hit frequency of 30%, specialty priority of 35, a power bonus of 1, and a mood effect of 30. For support hints, she has Summer Runner, 777s, Front Runner Straightaways, Front Runner Corners, Leader's Pride, Slipstream, Playtime's Over, Early Lead, Groundwork, Focus, and a stat gain of 6 speed and 2 power. From events you'll be able to get Focus, Top Runner, Early Lead, and that's it. On the first node, you have a random chance of either getting 10 speed or 15 speed and 5 wit. On the second node, you have a random chance of getting either 10 speed or 15 speed and 5 power with the focus hint +1. And finally, on the third final node, you'll get 30 speed, 10 wit, and the top runner hint +1. For random events, you have a choice between the early lead hint +1 or get 5 energy and 10 speed. And finally, for the second random event, you have a choice between 5 speed and a mood up or 5 wit and a mood up. And that is Marzenski Speed. So how do I feel about Marzenski Speed? Well, this is a phenomenal frontrunner card. For numerous reasons, she has pretty decent support hints when it comes to the frontrunner pool, on top of having some good in general usage with Slipstream, Playtime's Over, you know, the generalist kind of stuff. On top of having the ability to get groundwork hinted, she also has a decent amount of, I suppose, skills that help activate groundwork with early lead, focus, and the Summer Runner green skill. When it comes to her gold skill, Top Runner, it's an amazing front runner skill as well. It increases the ability to pass or challenge another runner early race or mid race. And when you're usually running at the front, there's going to be a lot to be challenging up there if, you know, there's another front runner. If there's not, then hey, you just get to kind of chill out for a little bit. But hopefully there is going to end up someone trying to stop you. If not, you kind of just gonna dominate the race, eh? But yeah, Marzenski Speed is still a fantastic card on top of a pretty nice unique effect that does well during this new scenario with the training effectiveness. But hey, if you were wondering if you should go for Marzenski Speed or not, you should if you love your front runners. And to be fair, I think even at the lower abilities, you're technically still getting a decent amount. You're getting the still base 5 training effectiveness for each level for the training facilities, but you still got the speed bonus, you still got hit levels and frequencies to really have. The 20 specialty priority does matter a little bit, going to help see her there at least a couple times. And I think at Limit Break 1 you get that power bonus, and it's kind of pretty nice. You kind of are chilling on a decent enough card at early Limit Break, but it's of course up to the player. On to the last rerunning support card, we have Fine Motion Wit. Fine Motion Wit, here is what she does at max limit break. Increases the effectiveness of friendship training by 10%, and increases initial friendship gauge when beginning a career playthrough by 15. With a 25 friendship bonus, 15% training effectiveness, initial wit of 35, a fan bonus of 10, race bonus of 10, a fan bonus of 20, wit friendship recovery of 5, a specialty priority of 35, a wit bonus of 1, and a mood effect of 30. Support hints are right hand, ball runner, outer post proficiency, straightaway acceleration, and nimble navigator. From events, you'll be able to get Speed Star, Prepared to Pass, and Corner Adept on the first node. You have 3 choices. You can pick between getting 5 wit and 20 skill points, 10 speed and 5 stamina, or get the practice perfect status. On the second node, you get 10 energy back. And then finally, on the last node, you'll lose 10 energy, get 5 guts, 5 wit or 10 wit, 15 skill points, the Speed Star hint +1 or 3, or the Prepare to Pass hint +1. And I think this is all based on what level your wit is. I've really never understood the threshold to meet, because Fine Motion can kind of just shoot off to the races and finish your support chain by the time you have a chance to even try to raise up your wit enough. But hey, this happens. For the random events, you have a choice between 5 speed and 10 skill points, or lose 10 energy, get 5 stamina and 20 skill points, and finally, the choice between Corner Adept hint +1 or 15 guts. Fine Motion, everyone. How do I feel about Fine Motion? Still a phenomenal card overall. At max limit break, ML0, which is limit break, or LB0, my bad, not max limit break. You're still getting about 20 friendship training. 20%, yeah. You'll get a decent amount of friendship gauge increased just off the unique effect. You'll get some wit. You'll get some bonus. Wait. Okay, so you'll get 30 overall friendship training. You'll get 10% training effectiveness, 5% race bonus, if I guess you care about that, a 15% fan bonus, a little bit of specialty priority, and some wit friendship recovery, which is always there. But I think just the sets in general are somewhat passable to be using at a lower level. And if you decide to start limit breaking it, you're going to start feeling the effects of how good this card can slowly become, with the mood effect coming in at level 45. Just so you know for the future, so the quicker you max limit break it, the better. Anyhow, it's not up to me to choose whether you want Fine Motion or not, or heck Marzinski Summer, but this is a pretty decent support card banner to be summoning on. If you're just starting out, or if your Marzinski and Fine Motion are simply not up to the level you want them to be right now. And even though Aston Machan is happening, maybe if you have a little bit left over, maybe spend it here if you need it. Technically, they're both cards that still benefit Aston Machan, depending on if you run her as a pace chaser or you run her as a front runner. So, I guess it's just something that's worthy to note. Anyhow, that's all for today's video. If you're going for any of these cards or Aston Machan herself, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!